And when I think about her as being the model staff person.
A person that had the wisdom, the knowledge.
She carried herself with, in a way that she was always respectful of everyone that she worked with.
She was a huge role model.
Was a natural leader.
A person of great integrity. I don't know how you could have found a better person than she was.
Vicki Decker was born in southeastern Minnesota. Education was always important to her family. It was her parents' dream for her to further her education after high school.
I was born much later in my parents' lives. My mom would always say, Vicki, now be sure you get a good education so that you can support yourself, because Dad and I are probably not going to be around and your brothers will have their own families, and it's important that you get a good education.
After graduating high school, Vicki enrolled at Winona State University with the hopes of becoming an English teacher. After her freshman year, Vicki was pulled in a different direction and applied her skills to a career in banking while attending Winona State off and on.
My first career was in banking, and I was in banking for about 11 and a half years. And I always wanted to finish my degree, and I was about 3 classes short. I said to my husband, that's it. I am going to finish those 2 classes this year and get my degree. It took me 18 years total. So I don't tell too many people that, but it was the long-term plan, but I'm glad that I did it.
Shortly after completing her degree at Winona State, Vicki used her skills in business and banking to serve on several committees, including YMCA, Winona Rotary Club, and countless others. This experience shined a spotlight on her, which caught the attention of several Winona State administrators, including President Darrell Kruger.
The most important thing to me is the feelings I have. And when I think about her, I think about supporting the university and leading and doing what her responsibilities were. So that's what I feel about her, is this person of high capability and intensely effective work.
I applied for the position, and there were a lot of applicants, and I thought, oh, I do not have a chance. I didn't have any history of working in education. The director of the department was looking for someone with a background in business and in marketing and in development, and I had all of those skills. Those were areas that I had focused on in my career. So it was a really good fit, and I started then in 1988 as the assistant director at the placement office, which is what we were known as at that time at Winona State.
Vicki made her mark early and often at Winona State, ushering in programs to help students first and foremost, highlighted by Wings and ePortfolio.
And Dr. Kruger, who was always such a visionary, met with me about this Wings program. So it stood for Winona Graduate Skills. And the real value in producing one of those videos was not necessarily the end product so much as it was the reflection and thought process that the student went through in preparing it. And you document those and you demonstrate those skills and abilities through that electronic portfolio.
She was able to broaden the career services to cover all of that. She started to adopt the technology necessary. Again, she was involved in the electronic portfolios.
But she was one of the first people to create that so that students had that available and could send that on as part of their application. It was a wonderful project that I know she really engaged a lot of the faculty in being involved in, especially for their senior seminar courses.
Always focused on the students and their development, she helped create the Student Answer Center.
So this was a resource that our families could also go on to. Community at large could go on to. Faculty and staff could go on to and get answers about what was happening in the Winona State community.
Vicki did an excellent job of reaching out to students to help them think about their futures. Through career fairs, Vicki gave students a way to talk to employers and get a better understanding of what they want from Winona State University.
We also participated in the statewide education job fair, which was for all 4-year colleges and universities in Minnesota that produce teachers. That gave both the school districts and the employers an opportunity to come together on one day in one place at the convention center and see a multitude of candidates, and it gave our students and alums, because alums could attend as well, an opportunity to see multiple potential employers in one place at one time.
She provided kind of that role model, I think, was really important to know, kind of bring respect to the Career Services Center.
Vicki made efforts to expand her leadership at a statewide level with her union and bring improved technology and greater student support to other campuses.
Under Vicki's leadership, she was very instrumental in bringing together collaboration with state job fairs, getting together and doing state job fairs together, working together with improving our technology, but understanding that we had to do things as a group with technology.
Out of all of Vicki's accomplishments, she is most proud of the 4-year career development model, where Winona State follows students from the moment they step in the building.
And we did that through orientation classes. We did that with interest inventories, helping them try to determine the best major for the best fit for them. Interviewing for a part-time summer job or a part-time job on campus, or whether it's going for an internship or that full-time opportunity or grad school.
Vicki's relationship between her career in banking and Winona State would again be tied when she helped bring in the iconic clock seen at the center of campus.
And I was part of promoting the clock and being on the committee to build the clock. I said to the advancement vice president at that time, you know, if you would like, my husband and I would be willing to change the panels, the stained glass panels in the clock to reflect the flaming W and our warrior, instead of having it say First NW Bank. Because I said, I think frankly, it's very confusing when you've got students coming on campus and families coming on campus and they see this bank clock sign and they're thinking, where's the bank? We don't have a bank on campus. So a few years later, the time came and he came back to me and he said, are you still willing to do that? And I said, yes. So we redid the panels in the clock and then rededicated it on campus in a beautiful spring day.
Her commitment to women in business is one of her most valuable missions during her career.
The Women in Business Scholarship that's designed for young women who are graduating high school to have an opportunity to have some funds to pay for college. Just a really thoughtful and selfless act to put that together and then create a run to raise funds every year.
Despite being busy creating opportunities on campus, Vicki was also very involved in the Winona community, joining and often leading committees all over town.
I think it's always important to contribute to the place that you live and work. And many people volunteer. I mean, this is a community of volunteers, really. And for me, it's pleasurable. I get back more than I give, I feel. And I really enjoy it.
Now retired, Vicki is still active in the community, as well as traveling with her husband and spending time with family.
I certainly miss the students and the alums and the employers we dealt with, but I really miss my team. I was so blessed the last few years that I was here to have the most marvelous career services staff.
Look, she was loved. I mean, just put it, she's loved in the community, and she was loved at the university.
I always enjoyed her chuckle and her love of life and her love of people and her love of the students' success.
Always thinking about what can we do next to advance career services and really being engaged in that process. That had a huge impact on the services for students, for college students specifically, across the state. And so again, always thinking about others. It's quite a legacy when you look at everything she's accomplished.